Hi there, I'm Desiree and welcome to my channel. Here I am sharing all the cool stuff that I find myself into. So today I'm doing a VR to Sarah at Tarot and Oracle for the Soul. She tagged me, um, a little over a month ago in a book tag, and I am just now getting to it. So thank you, Sarah, for tagging me. I read lots of books, and so I got some cool stuff today. So this is, I have my list up here, and it looked like Selena tagged her, uh, Selena from Essence of the Moon, and it's called the Butterfly Book Tag. And what else? The original video tag creator here is so this is a witchcraft book tag. So I don't necessarily consider myself a witch, but some of the things that I do and some of the things I'm into, I guess, are considered witchy. So okay, so the first question is, what witchcraft specialty draws you into buying a new book? So I think anything that is hidden, occult related, anything that has to do with things that is unseen, like any of the clairs, clairvoyance, clairaudience, any of those types of books that can help me hone my skills, maybe identify whether or not I am one of those things or how I can work to become one of those things and work on those skills. So pretty much I'm open to all kinds of things, right? But I do want a book that's helpful, step by step, things that I can do, ways that it can be done, ideas to help me brainstorm on how to make it my own thing. So just anything that I can learn from, really. So the next prompt is, which book in your collection do you refer to daily? So right now I am studying astrology. So something that I study, I refer to daily, is Keywords for Astrology. And this is by Hajo Bonshoff and Anne Habler. So this is one of the many that I use, but this is really good because in studying astrology, you've got to know the planets, you've got to know the constellations and the signs. You have to know the houses, and so this book goes into each planet in each house in each of the signs, and I believe it also talks about aspects as well. And it just goes into depth about those things, and so this is really helpful when reading somebody's chart, when you're like, okay, so Neptune is in the second house, and so what does that mean, right? And so this is just a very, very cool book to refer to help me read someone's chart. So, what non-witchcraft book has inspired your practice? So, I guess I would say this is Aztec Myth and Tales. This is a really cool looking book. I love this gold foiling. Um, and I actually got this from Half Price Bookstore, and it's just a bunch of tales about the different energies and the different um, mythologies of the Mesoamerican people. And this really, it's a beautiful book. I mean, the gold foiling is on the back, and there aren't any pictures though, which kind of sucks. But it goes into not only the Aztec but also the Maya, and it talks about all of the various different theotes, which um, I know the Aztecs didn't really call them gods, right? They were more like energies, just part of their their belief system, and they were definite polytheists. So this talks about the different energies and what they were, how they revered, and stories about those things. So yes, so I like this book. It's not witchy, but it does give me information about the energies that were used, and how they were used, and how they were worshipped, and things like that. Okay, so who is your favorite witch author and why? Um, I don't really have a favorite one, but I really do like this book by Laura Davila, which is called Mexican Magic. Um, if you haven't noticed, my heritage is Mexican. My family comes from Mexico. I'm third and fourth generation American. Don't really know Spanish all that well, but I like this book because when I'm reading this book, it just reminds me a lot of the things that my grandmother used to say, a lot of the things that she used to do. And this is the first book that I have actually read that really talks about brujeria, which is like Mexican folk magic. And it kind of combines like Catholicism with the herbal uses, and like the egg cleanse and things like that. And it just really reminds me of my grandmother, and so that's why I really like this book. And check out this cover, it's just amazing. I mean, just a beautiful cover. I love it. So very good book. I would recommend it, and I think she's actually written 2 or 3 other ones as well. The next one, if you could write a witchcraft book, what would it be about? So I think I would write a book about ancestor work. And the reason why is because I believe our ancestry lives in our blood and is part of our DNA. And we can also reach our ancestors and those energies that came before us in ways of like working with the altar, with an altar uh, every day. I feel like they're talking to us. We just need to learn to see the signs, and listen, and follow that intuition. So I think I would write a book about that. And so the next prompt is show 3 books from your to be read pile. Okay, so the first one is by my astrology teacher, Dr. Danny. She's on YouTube. So I've been studying constellational astrology, meaning that we read the sky. So as a planet is moving through the actual constellation in the sky, we say Mercury is in Pisces right now, as opposed to, and it's also in, it's not broken up by 30 degrees, right? It's these, Mercury will transit Pisces for a time that's relative, or a distance, or a space on the wheel, the zodiac wheel, that is relative to the space that that sign or that constellation takes up in the sky. So, so that's basically what constellational astrology is, and so it's kind of like Vedic, right? Your Vedic sign is a little bit different than your tropical sign. So, so Dr. Danny wrote this about the 13th sign, and which is Ophiuchus, and Ophiuchus is actually on our ecliptic. It's right there in between Sagittarius and Scorpio, and his leg is on the ecliptic, but it's considered the 13th sign, and it's not paid attention to at all, but he's there. So my teacher wrote this book about that 13th sign, about that 13th constellation. So I haven't started reading it just yet. I've skimmed through it, and kind of done like a little preface reading, but I haven't actually gotten into really reading and digesting the material. So that is on my to be read book list. The second one is a big one. It's really old too. It's called Book of the Gods and Rites of the Ancient Calendar. So this book is about the Aztec calendar. It's cool pictures. Oh gosh, and it has that really old book smell. that library book smell. It's got color pictures too. And so this book is talks about the ways that the Mexica people use the Aztec calendar. And it wasn't just to keep time, right? It wasn't to let you know you had to be at work Monday through Friday. And they actually kept two different calendars. There was a calendar of worship and then a calendar to follow the days. And so this book just really talks about that. And I'm hoping to really learn a lot more than I already know, and then apply that to my astrology teachings. And then this is my to be read. God, it's stuck. Okay. So this is actually a tarot book. And so I read tarot. I read tarot on my other channel, Burning Waters Tarot on YouTube. And this book accompanies a deck, right? And the reason why it's in my to be read pile and I haven't read it yet is because, first of all, it's beautiful. These are the card backs, but it's in Italian. And so I have not begun to try to translate this. And so that's why it's in my to be read pile. But what the deal with this book is that it's all of the 21 majors in a tarot deck. And each major in the tarot deck features a portion of this artwork. Like, for instance, this is the Hanged Man, El Pendu, right? And so the card is probably shows about this much of him, where the art, how do I get this, is all of this, right? And then of course, the passage is in Italian. So I have to use Google Translate on that one. So that's in my to be read pile, my to do. I'm super excited to read that. Where is it? I think it's right here. Okay. So this is the beautiful. So see, let me take this off. Really nice gold gilding. Okay, I promise this is not going to be a flip through. Just want to show you guys. So see, and that picture I showed you was El Pendu. Pendu, I think. That might be French. Yeah, it's actually La Apeso. So that the painting was actually a lot larger, but in the deck, it's, of course, it has to be cropped. So, so anyway, I'm excited to read that book and just get a nice translation so that I can see what the author or the artist is trying to say. All right, so that is my tag for Sarah at Tarot and Oracle for the Soul. Thank you, Sarah, for tagging me. This was cool. It's always nice to see what kind of books people are interested in, what kind of books they have, and it kind of gives you an insight to their personality, right? So I will tag some people in the description. Definitely going to tag Elizabeth at The More Intuitive Me, and I'll probably tag Ina at Taproot Tarot because she's awesome. She always has just the coolest stuff. I would say just the coolest knowledge and cool books to go along with that too. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye.